how do you actually go about designing for your life, like you talk about for true
Well,
freedom?
life, there's this thing, the further ahead you can see, the more successful you'll be. I don't see things like you see things. You see things in your unique way. I see things we all see things in a different sort of way. So the what you're imagining in the future right now is not what I see. I see what I see. And so the furthest I can see is the end of my life. And I think at the end of my life, as I'm handing in my life resume, what do I want on there? What am I glad I did? And if is are there things on there that I'm really not getting done that I wish I would? And so I think there's two ways to look at this. And this is the most uncommon way, I think, is you get to the end and you go, what am I glad I did? And what do I wish I would have done? And so that takes all the Ferraris off your vision board. It does for me anyway,
Mhm,
because there are other things that are a lot more meaningful, and I can feel it here, right?
mhm,
And Ferraris, I feel more up here.
mhm,
And so, but when I go, what am I glad I did when I hand in that life resume? When I meet, one of the things I ask myself too is, can I meet my maker's eye when I hand this in, knowing did that I did the best that I could with what I was given. With what I was given, with the talent that I had, the potential that I had, did I spend my time unlocking it? Because that's what I think we're here to do, is to unlock what we're given, not just polish it, not just go, oh, I'm a hell of a basketball player. That's good. And then later, look back and it's glory days, right? Man, in high school, I
mhm,
was a really good basketball player. I almost made college, or whatever. I was a professional, whatever. Okay, that's great. But what'd you do with that? Because most professional basketball players are really good naturally, and you see a lot of people are really good naturally at, let's say, like in the Freedom Challenge. Well, you work with people who are selling stuff, and some people are just naturally good at selling stuff, and almost never do those people go beyond ever getting naturally good at selling stuff. And eventually, the world around them changes enough that they become a has been, and you see this, and
mhm,
like Death of a Salesman and all those types of stories. They didn't unlock what they had and ascend. They just stayed where they were. So I don't have a vision board. I have, and I guess a blueprint's like it, but some things, like when you said vision board for life, I go, well,
mhm,
some people can't imagine life, but they can imagine. They go, all right, let's think shorter term, because sometimes people go, well, I don't know what that means. I'll have to figure that out someday, and they never
mhm,
do. So I am more of an advocate of, let's build what we can see. You go, man, I would really love, this. Okay, let's build that. Don't worry about what comes after it, because in the process of building whatever it is that we blueprint out, more things are going to occur to you,
mhm,
and we're going to open your true potential. You're going to have more true freedom, and more thoughts are going to occur to you that you're not thinking today, and you're going to see other things that you never imagined. You're going to have connections. I remember before being 30, I I, uh, I was part of this organization where they go, man, you got to have like 10x goals, right? And I go, man, by the time I'm 30, I'm going to be able to retire. Being able to retire means that I'm going to have $5 million, and I signed it. And that was supposed to mean something, and it
mhm,
doesn't, because 5 million was arbitrary, as was 30. And
mhm,
there was nothing about life in there. It was just money and retiring. I just think, all right, this is my journey, and I've been working on it for a long time. And more and more and more things open up as you across time. And I look forward to the things that I don't know. I look forward to seeing the things that I don't know, and looking back, and like today and going, man, you know, so many things that I know, that back when Ian and I were doing this episode, that I
mhm,
didn't understand yet. That you just don't know. You just don't know what's out there. But when you walk with wonder, when you start your day getting on track, and you're going, all right, what's one little thing that I wanna get done today? And when you get that done, you go, oh, and it's almost like things click. Things click. You don't see the same anymore. It's like, you ever have something click?
mhm. Yeah.
Like suddenly you go, and you can't unsee that. And now when you look forward, you go, okay, I know that thing that I've
Mhm,
never go back to. You can't unsee it. You can't undo that thing that you just learned. And so now you've ascended a little bit, and you see things. You see a lot of things, or you see some things differently, and you
mhm,
can't unsee what you just. So anyway, so this is in life. If we can continue to unlock those things, imagine what's possible, and the people that you meet, and the connections you make, and the experiences you have, and the awareness that you get about things. and you just
Mhm.
become, I think you're doing what we're here to do. The whole
Mhm.
meaning of life stuff. Draw it out, map it out, or draw it. I always draw it. I always draw, okay, what is it that I'm building here? And it's the top, like, I always talk about it like the top page of the blueprint, because when you look at a
Mhm.
blueprint, it's the finished product. All right. So let's say if my short term, I want my life to be this. Okay. If that's my life experience that I'm drawing out, how much does that cost? My job is figuring out how to build that lifestyle, as opposed to, like, most people go, well, they'll draw it out, they put the price tag on, they'll keep doing whatever they're doing. You go, well, that it doesn't, those aren't the steps, that's not how to build this thing. So it's just a dream. It's just vision boards are not vision, it's more of a dream board. Yeah,
Mhm.
I wanna have a place on the Mediterranean or a Ferrari. Meanwhile, and all the time to spend time with my kids and travel with them, and climb mountains and swim in oceans and sail seas, yeah, how are you gonna do that? Doing
Mhm.
what, doing the mainstream stuff. It does not work.
Mhm.
So it's just a dream. It was fun. It was a fun little mental outing, but you wake up the next day and you're still in, where you were before. But if we start figuring this out every day, and that's where, like, when you say like 10x, 10x, there's no, like, how do you do it? How do you do this? What are the little things like, what's one thing, like, right now you
Mhm.
go, man, I'd really love this. Okay, then let's not then that's your 10x sort of idea, your dream, or whatever. But let's do it. Let's not just dream about it. Let's actually do it. And so, what's one small thing within reach? One small thing, like even the smallest piece, that's
Mhm.
meaningful, right? It can't, like Einstein said, things have to be as simple as possible without being too simple. It's not like
Mhm.
take a breath. It's like, okay, it's like one small thing within reach that takes me in this direction, that I can do, because the lifestyle that you're building, or a building, it's all built up of, how many, it's not like you nail it up all in one day. You
Mhm.
pound a nail, you pound another nail, pound another nail. You can't pound two nails at once. You pound one at a time, and you don't build it all at once. Rome wasn't built in a day. Your house wasn't built in a day. The style of life that you want to build isn't built in a day. You can make decisions. This is direction I want to go in a moment, but then and that's good. It's good. We get our direction, and now let's start building it. And also, when you take these little steps, it gives you the opportunity to pivot. Because it's like, if I wanted to build a bridge from here to an island, way out, or let's say use the Florida Keys. That's a really good example. The Florida Keys are a bunch of islands, that are not connected, but now they're connected by a bridge. Not all the islands are connected by a bridge, but some are. And imagine if your idea of where you wanted to go was Key West, and you go, well, I'm going to build a bridge all the way out there. Well,
Mhm.
that's a 100 miles, so it's, and you might run out of money, steam, focus. You break a leg, you can't build anymore. You just get tired of it. So what you want to do is go, okay, what's my first island? It's my little blueprint. I want to go here. Let's build bridges to islands. An island that we can see, we can get to. Good. Let's get it done now. Okay, now I see how to do that. Maybe this is good. I never have to go any more further. I feel really good about where I good. Good, you did it. Or you go, all right, I can either go this way or that way now. And now that I have a little experience, you go, I want to go this way. This is the next
Mhm.
one I want to build. Good. And then the next one, the next one, the next one. And so it's just sort of a series of bridges to islands. And the islands are these blueprints. Here's what I want to, does that make sense?
You're building these bridges to these different islands, and you hit a point and you look at, and there's a couple of potential islands to go. How do you approach making those types of decisions?
A lot of people get snagged up on decisions, like the
Mhm.
things right in front of them. Your brain gets really occupied with things right in front of you, and it's sometimes hard to make a decision. And if you go this way, you should have gone that way. And if I go this way, and you go nowhere, and
Mhm.
you just sit there, and life kind of passed you by. So go beyond and look back. What am I glad I did? And what do I
Mhm.
want my story to be? And because they aren't the same. Those two islands are not the same. If they
Mhm.
are, then it doesn't matter. But
Right.
they're going to be, one's going to be red, one's going to be blue, or whatever, however you want to say it. You don't look at them going forward, you look at them in reverse.